Okay, that didn't work out great. But as I was saying, Sean's from Zarz Comics and Collectibles and Comics. Thank you for watching. We got someone backstage. We're out into the stage.
What happened then? I was like, I could hear you talking, and then I could hear the intro so loud. I was like, oh, did I leave a window open? But I don't have any other windows open.
I pushed the button and I was waiting for it to start, and I thought it just wasn't going to work. So I started talking, and then it cut me off and started going.
It was
halfway
working from the
through.
very start.
Yeah. So, well. How's things been, dude?
It's good. It's good. My background's looking fucking sick. How good does that look? It's
you're jumping up in the leagues,
mate. Your camera. Did I upload a video using it? I feel like, was it a members video? I think I did a members video that night, and I just tested your camera out, and I was like, that's pretty good. Like, it's weird. My camera's not that much different, but yours is just that little bit better. That just makes it look. Yeah, I don't know. It's good. It's good.
Okay. I'm glad it worked out well for you, and it was good. How you going, Werewolf? Oh, hey, the grey man's here too.
Grey kangaroo shaggers, get out of here! Go eat some Marmite, you muppets!
Yeah, you're just upset. There's no kangaroos for you there, grey man.
Yeah. You wish you could shag a kangaroo.
Grab the link and I'll put it in the chat if Grey wants to jump on. Where is it? All right. Grab this. I seen that you're going to the Gamers Expo.
Yes. Are you going to go? Because if you do, use my promo code Simple Simon and get 5% off your ticket.
When is it exactly?
It's this weekend.
Yeah, no, I got no chance going this weekend.
Oh man, I have like I am so broke. You have no idea this week. Like I have $0 to spend this weekend. Good thing because I'm meeting Dave, as I mentioned off stage before on Saturday. He said, "Oh, I'll meet you at this cafe and I'll buy you breakfast for driving." I was like, "Yes, I need food because I can't afford it myself."
Oh well, at least it gives you the opportunity just to get your content, yeah.
Well, something I'm going to do. I'm not going to make a video a day, but I'm going to make a members only video because I'm going to test my GoPro, which I've had I've had this for like a year and I never use it. So I bought the media. Oh, look who came crawling out of an Australian gutter. What is going on there, buddy?
No, I don't need to. You're already here.
Oh, crawled out of my butt. That's where he came out of.
Yeah, you're both in the gutter in the bush where you're from.
I bought the media mod. So it's the thing that you put on that gives you the extra mic and stuff. So I'm going to take it for a test run on Saturday.
You still haven't used that thing.
Sorry?
You still haven't used that thing.
No, so I figured I'm just going to screw it. I'm just going to walk around like I'm Spanian. Just walking around and film myself.
He made me second guess myself about buying the microphone for the DJI, and then now he's going all out using the GoPro.
When did I? No, I didn't say that, did I? When did I tell
you? Yeah, when I was telling you about it, you said, "Oh, you should get the other one and this and that," and then
I would never tell anyone not buy a microphone. Audio is important.
So yeah, I ended up not getting it. We'll see what happens if I find one on my trips and see.
You could be like Dave. You could be like Dave and let it cut in and out like it always does for him.
Yeah. Well, he's got the DJI one, and so Beau was asking me last night. He goes, "Hey, I want to interview cosplayers like you do. What mic should I get?" I was like, "Calm down, mate." So, but
that's my gig. Fuck off.
So I told him what I used. I was like, "Oh, I use the Rode," and I was like, "But Dave uses DJI." I was like, "If I use the Rode," so he looked it up and goes, $300. I was like, "Well, mate, it's an investment.
You want quality? Pay for it."
That's right.
That's right. That's why I decided I'm just gonna do it once, pay for it.
Sean goes overboard though, man. Sean's been YouTubing for how long now, and he's bought like 4 different cameras, and they're always the best.
I've only bought one camera, thank you.
Yeah, but you don't use it. This is it right here. I've got it. It's now in the hands of Simple Simon, and it is so.
And,
Man,
and you've been YouTubing for how long? You get paid to do it, and you're still too stingy to buy yourself a camera.
my camera is a $1,300 camera. It's just
Yeah.
it happens to be like 6 or 7 years old now. So
You should
even this camera's like almost 5. I've got to be like 5 years old or something now. Because cameras don't upgrade every year like a phone does. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
but
the
the
thing
difference
is,
between
go finish.
I was just the main difference between this and my camera when it came out new 7 years ago was one of the best cameras you could get. But the light sensors in this I think are a little bit better, and the light sensors are so important. I think.
I think it's just more easy to hold a phone than it is the camera.
Well, that's true too. But you know what I like about my camcorder? My camcorder looks like a camera, right? So when I'm at like the conventions and stuff, and I got it at the top of the stick, it looks like I mean, it's not like a professional camera, but it looks like a camera. When you have
See,
this
like,
giant tripod, and then you got this little thing sticking to it, it looks weird.
if you're streaming like you did at the toy fair and you have the camera on, I think it's better than having a phone. But for walking around and stuff, trying to hold the phone, trying to zoom in, zoom out because people and all of this, it's just a lot easier with a phone.
Yeah. Well, that's one thing this doesn't do. This doesn't really do the zooms. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm just going to walk.
That's the only thing if I want anything, I probably just want like something to hold the phone, so I'm not walking around like this all the time, because then you can sort of get. Yeah, that's the other thing.
Gimbals are a little bit like I've got a gimbal. I've had it for years, and it just doesn't work like I thought it would. To be honest, if you're going to more film yourself, like now, what I've got is just a selfie stick. I can probably get you one actually, Spidey. If you want a selfie stick, so the one I got it from work. We sold them. We got them years ago, but we never sold them. So they never went into our inventory. So I might be able to flog one for you. I probably shouldn't say that.
Don't do anything. Don't do anything that's going to jeopardize.
The
gimbal. Is there buttons on the gimbal to actually like hit record instead of hitting it on the phone? Yeah, so something like that would be ideal for me, because I want to be able to. Because the problem is, I want to be able to do like, me sifting through things. It's very hard to hold a phone and try to sift through books at the same time.
The only thing with the gimbal is because the phones are getting bigger and bigger, it's getting it centered enough that it stays stable in the gimbal. Because if you put it in the wrong place, it tries to throw it.
Well, yeah, you've got to put it. You got to center it on the thing. What I find with my gimbal though is when I do like a panning shot, for example, right? Sometimes the camera like doesn't go smooth. Sometimes it will just get stuck on something, and then it just keeps like you're going this way, and the camera's just like focused on one thing, and you're like, "What are you doing? Come back over here."
So, like, I got mine cheapo from freaking Cash Converters when they were having a sale, just because I'd never had it. I wasn't sure what it was going to be. So I figured I'd try it. But, yeah.
Oh, what brand is that?
It is... 1 second.
Spidey, you should just get...
KB.
Oh, Kaiser Bass. We would have sold them a JB back in the day.
See, you got the button to record, and then you got this, which lets you control moving it. So... it is semi-decent, but you got to get used to
the movement.
It, yeah. And then, like, putting the camera in, like because also the cameras are so big on the end, you try and keep it out enough to make sure the camera doesn't get restricted.
Well, I'm only using my phone, of course. I'm not using a camera, so...
Yeah. So... I think it's worth it, but if anything, just don't go extreme. Go buy a cheapo one first.
Yeah.
If it works for you, then think. If it doesn't, then at least you haven't forked out a shit ton of money, yeah?
Yeah. Well, I don't have a shit ton of money anyway, so I'd be buying a cheap one anyway. As long as it works, that's all that matters.
Yeah, I found it was pretty good when I tested it. I haven't actually used it, but I'll take it to the show with me and see how it goes.
Mm.
But that costing me, I think, $60, brand new. So
yeah, it's just one of those things, like just something to sort of give me just something. As I said, it's very hard to just like, it's all right getting like, because most of my stuff's B-reel footage anyway, but I want to be able to sort of like, yeah, like take footage of me like sifting through boxes, or something to give me a little extra height if I want to get like a like a panning shot and stuff like that.
That was the good thing with the body cam, the DJI, like sifting through the books. You place it in the right spot, and it gives you the perfect view looking at the books.
You look kind of weird sometimes though with those things. Like, remember when Dave used to wear the neck thing? he's walking around with this fucking thing sticking off him like this. Yeah, hey, what's going on, guys? He turns around and knocks someone in the face.
But David is also a tall fucker, so makes it a little bit.
So
more
he's hitting everybody in the face, literally.
Yeah. So
there's that dude. You know the guy from Gotta Sell 'Em All. He sells at a lot of the events, and he's got YouTube. He's got like it's kind of like a flipper channel. But he wears the one. He's got his GoPro on his like backpack strap here, looking downwards. So it's always looking downwards. So he's always like you just see his hands looking through things. It's weird, man, because like, I mean, those people love that shit, man. Like, I've been watching some of those flipper channels, man. They get so many views.
Go.
I was just gonna say, and like, because when I'm filming stuff, I always think about how it's looking. So, which is why I always talk about doing the slow shots, because I don't like when I watch other people's videos and they're just like all over the place. I'm like, stop! I can't see.
That's me.
No, you've gotten better.
Well, I'm hoping with the DJI I can do the whole CGC experience sort of thing, get it all filmed if the person's willing to be on camera, because I don't think I've seen a video of that. Like,
just tell them it's not on. Just tell them it's not on, and they won't know.
It has a red light. So, but the CGC people I dealt with last year at Heroes Con were awesome. So I don't think they're going to have a problem with it. Just to show the whole experience of like walking up.
I don't think that would be an issue. I remember Asian Funk kind of had that going when he went to get Stan Lee's signature. But it was really sad because Stan Lee was like literally in his last legs. But like, I'm pretty sure from memory, he was filming while he was in the line. And I don't know how he did it, but he was filming. And then, because I remember even to the book where he was like handing the book over and he thought he was going to get a chance to, stop and, maybe say something. But they're just like ushering him along. No, stand over there, get your book, da-da-da. And then Stanley ended up signing the bag and not the window. He missed the window and signed the bag. So afterwards, he's like, "I've got a bag signed by Stanley."
It's always good to have a bag signed. You can put it on any book.
Exactly. That's what people were saying. Because it was funny. Afterwards, I remember after he got the signature, he's like standing there with like other people who had just been in line. He goes, "Man, he signed the bag," and it was like, "That's bullshit. That's bullshit. Go back and demand no signature." He's like, "No, I don't want to be that guy." And then afterwards, it's like, "Yeah, I just put any book in there and it could be signed by Stanley."
The thing with Stanley is he would have signed. If he went back, he would have signed the book.
They were being pretty. Is there some doco or something that came out recently about his final days and how everyone was like really just like using him up?
Yeah, there is. It's on Disney.
It's on Disney. Is it like a series or is it like a movie doco?
I haven't seen it yet, so
I haven't watched it. I know of it, but
I know it exists, and it wasn't everyone. It was just his handler. So he had an Asian guy, which was his handler, and he was taking advantage of him to the extreme.
Has to be Asian. Fucking let me
down. Our friend is going to be at C2E2. What's his name? The American comic guy who comes here to sell.
Oh, bloody Harley!
Yeah, Harley is going to be
the rip-off merchant.
I seen him at Heroes, and I don't think I seen anyone buying books off him. So
he does sell, because like Scotty, who is the event director for Supernova, he says he normally goes see Harley first because he knows he's got all the books he wants.
But Scotty has that relationship with Harley that the pricing doesn't mean anything. If you're a random, the prices Harley has on the books, right or wrong, is the price he wants.
There was someone else.
Speak to either Rob or Bubs. They've both had dealings with Harley Yee, and he is always like, I remember Bubs telling me specifically that he went to that exclusive con that you can only there's only something like, what is it, 500 tickets or whatever it was, and the majority of it is Golden Age dealers. And he said everybody was sort of like, either reasonably priced or just okay priced. But Harley Yee was like, everything was super overpriced, wouldn't budge on anything, as if he's more of a collector than a seller. So he's like, oh, I'm in love with these books. I'm just basically showing you what I've got. And he doesn't want to sell it unless it's stupid exorbitant.
But he's also kind of quite famous, isn't he? Because of
he travels the whole US, doing cons,
and he just pays the show. So he pays a couple of $1,000s to show off his collection.
Show his books.
There'll be that person that he has books that a lot of people don't. So there'll be that one person who wants that book, and they'll pay it, and then he makes his money.
Yeah, because I remember, because he, in the early days of Supernova and even later Oz Comic Con when they started, because I've been going to Supernova since it started here in Melbourne, which was probably, I think it was like 99 or 2000 is when it actually started. Yeah. And then Oz Comic Con started in 2010. And he came over here like nearly every show. And I remember walking in and going, oh my God, there's an AF-15 and he'd have like 40 grand on it. And he'd have an ASM-1, it'd be like 30 grand. I'm like, dude, who in Australia is going to walk in and have that kind of cash? I know there are some high rollers in Australia, but not that kind of stupid high roller.
Oh, there is. When I was at Sydney Supernova back in 2017, 2018, a guy walked out with Showcase 4. So first Barry Allen.
Yeah.
So there is people. It's just you don't hear about it because obviously the seller's not going to say anything because then it means they got a shit ton of money on them if it didn't get transferred, and the buyer's not going to walk around advertising, I just bought a $30,000 book.
But it's saying that though, like I'd understand, okay, the first couple of times, bring those kind of books, test the market, see if there's high rollers. If there's not, why keep coming back with the same sort of things? Because like I saw the same book every time he came here, every year.
Doesn't he have a storage locker here?
That's what I would think. Something tells me he's got the books stored.
Someone told me that. Yeah.
I haven't heard about that, but
from what I've heard, he has numerous copies of a lot of books.
It wouldn't surprise me. Like the caliber of books he has, it wouldn't surprise me.
There's no way it's beneficial for him to travel here with the amount of cost it would take to get the books here and back for a Nova or an Oz.
And he's not coming with like 50 books or 100 books. Like he's coming with like 30 short boxes and like 3 walls full of big boy books. So
I would assume he's got something here that's benefiting him in some way. So
collection. I'm looking at his Instagram page.
You're looking him up. Well, why don't you be useful and look up CGC? And they normally have a list of events they're attending and confirm they're attending C2E2.
I just googled CGC at C2E2 ? Tell me AI. Oh, hang on. CGC accepting submission. That was March 24.
Later, Grey man.
See you, Grey.
Considering that the master of YouTubers in the right corner said that I should name my shows. I did, and I said I'm going to show some X-Men stuff.
Oh yeah, I was actually wondering. And then that's why I just opened my YouTube tab to find out if you named the episode.
So we got a Years of Future Past, signed by Arthur Adams.
Is that a Arthur Adams cover?
Yeah, he's very.
You can automatically tell an Arthur Adams head.
Is Arthur Adam and Art Adam the same person?
Yeah.
Yes.
That doesn't look like his stuff.
Yeah. Friends, friends like me call him Art. Everybody else calls him Arthur.
I bring, so I didn't know how much time I was going to be alone, so I only bring my slabbed X-Men books. So we have.
I've seen that book for pretty cheap before.
I got this book in. I'm pretty sure it was one of the mystery boxes I got from Nick. So
Nicky Pancakes.
That was one of the ones. Remember that day I was at Aaron's Spidey and I was telling you to come down because they had.
Yeah, and I'm like, I got no money. And then.
I'm sure that was like $30-$40.
And then Beck's like, what do you want? I'll lend you some money or whatever. I'm like, I'll have that one. I'll have that one. I'll have that one. Did you go? Yeah, I went. I ended up. I wanted that first bloody Jubilee that you stole because I still don't own that actually.
Yeah, I bought that for I got it for $14.
Yeah.
They had the first Rogue for $99. Would have been $75.
I ended up buying first Abomination. I finally got the first White Vision. They had with the percentage off. I got that for like $10. When people are still at these cons over here, still trying to sell that for $100 or more, which is ridiculous. What else did I get? I ended up with like five or six. It
was good, wasn't it? I was like sitting there like, fuck, I wish I had more money. Like,
so we got
in a Halo slab. You should get that cracked, mate, and re-slabbed.
I thought about it. I took it with me last year to Heroes to get Claremont to sign it. And then after the time I waited in the line and he was talking and this and that, he literally pissed me off beyond thing that I didn't even bother. I had it in my bag to get freaking Halo CGC to crack it so I could get it witnessed and re-slab.
CGC would have grabbed him like, what the fuck is this? What is this thing?
No, they cracked my Infinity Gauntlet that I ended up getting signed.
Was that Halo?
Yeah.
Okay. Just don't give it to Mad Spidey. He's terrible at it.
So we have.
I'm a professional slab cracker.
100. So the first meeting of the old team and the new team. Another Claremont book. And then we're getting into lower territory. So CGC, X-Men number 38.
The Blob.
Blob cover. This was a Roy Thomas book. Another book I could have taken with me last year. I'm going to assume the next bunch of books will be all books Simon probably wants.
Probably.
So, X-Men 22.
Oh, I've done okay. There's still a lot of X-Men books on my list, but yeah, I've done okay with X-Men books. I just need to piss that bloody 141 off because that's my last outstanding Jinx book that I keep bidding on. The infamous Days of Future Past cover with all the wanted posters in the background.
Oh, you don't have that yet?
No, it's still the last Jinx book out of the 5 Jinx books that I have. That I still have not got.
So we have an X-Men 16, which is the final part of the Sentinel storyline. So this book was the first big X-Men book that I bought.
Yeah, that's still one of the ones on my list that I'm trying to get a hold of. Spirit Fingers.
I took to get signed by Stan Lee. So
was that the Melbourne one or was that the Adelaide one?
No, in Adelaide.
Adelaide,
I missed the signatures. I was about 4 people from the front of the line when they cut it off.
Yeah.
So, and then also the Halo slab with the special
label.
And it's thing. Then we have this one I bought slabbed when I was chasing them. So we have number 5.
Yeah, it was a bit blurry. I couldn't say the number for a second then.
So nothing special about number 5 as far as I know. No.
It's funny how so many number 5s have no real significance. Like, except for Fantastic Four, obviously. But a lot of the number 5s are like nothing books in the first 10 of the Silver Age Marvel runs.
And we have...
I have a number 2.
Number 4.
Oh, that's number 4. I thought it was number 2. So many red covers and...
For a 2.0, it presents...
It does. It actually presents really... You can say this the stress spine, but the front of it presents really well.
Yeah, I honestly... I would probably assume, because I'm going to say the cover's probably close to detached. Yeah. Maybe why it's sitting at a 2. But first Quicksilver, first
Scarlet
I
Witch.
find that stupid. They went to all the effort to do special label, and then you got no information on it at all.
And it's the new X-Men team, not the old X-Men team on the label.
Fucking dumb as like CGC. This all over the place, and now we have number 2.
Yeah, I've got that one.
So, second appearance, first appearance of Vanisher.
Brad Pitt's
second
character.
What?
Brad Pitt's character.
Yeah. So, obviously, freaking decent run. I honestly didn't know I had this many X-Men books that were slabbed. It makes up probably a third of all the slabbed books I have are X-Men books.
Yeah, probably out of the X-Men books that I still want. Like, there's a lot that I still want, but probably the main ones, 141, just because it's a Jinx book, and I've always loved that cover. 50, definitely. I just love that Polaris cover. I've always been in love with that. But that still commands stupid money. 4 as well.
That was one of the last books I got.
Yeah,
the number 50. When I was down to like 10 books, it was one that I got in a bunch. I ended up buying 4 or 5 together, and
I just love. I've always been in love with that cover. I have noticed though that even over here, people are starting to sell them a little bit cheaper. Like, I've missed a couple on some of the Facebook groups lately that have been going for like mid 350s to early 400s, which is the cheapest I've ever seen them over here. Like, usually most people have them for like $700-800 or more, even in a crappy raw.
I haven't really been keeping track much of any other book.
It just popped up.
One. But I know I've seen the what you call it, the 141s popped up a few times.
Yeah, I think I'm up to 6 times. I think 6 or 7 times now I've missed that book.
Yeah, it happens when it's meant to happen. It happens.
Yeah.
So, all right. Tell me, Simon, am I going left or right for the next X-Men thing to show?
Well, obviously all the books are to your right, so let's go left and see what's on the left-hand side.
All right. So on the left, we have some original Toy Biz X-Men 6-inch figures.
Yeah, I had some of the Spider-Man ones of those, and I was like, I don't know where the hell they ended up going.
I
probably
know the house with the rest of the stuff.
I am going to run, guys. Sarah is home.
No, you've got till 10 o'clock. She allows you to go till 10 o'clock.
Not tonight, because she just saw my message in the group chat saying, "I'll hang out until Sarah comes home," and she's like, "Hey, I just got your message. You're lying."
No, she told me because I saw her tonight. She said that you're allowed to go till 10 o'clock.
Did you hear that, Sarah? Apparently, you told Simon that I can hang out till 10.
I'm not getting involved in the domestic dispute. So
apparently, he's saying that you said till 10. She said that
you're allowed to go till 10, then you have to go to bed. Now I'm going to get in trouble.
I told him that normally when it gets to 9 o'clock, I'm like, okay, bedtime. But this time he has said that he would get off when I got home, so he's put himself in.
Fucking put my yeah. So she got home. She was gonna let me stay to 10 until she saw my message, and I said, I'll be on until Sarah gets home. So next week, remind me not to say
that. Oh, good. Thanks for jumping on, dude.
Just quickly though, Sean, I am on CGC's website, and this was posted on 24th of the 2nd, 25, which was only about a month ago. It says you can submit your comics, cards, video games, and home video collectibles and memorabilia to CGC and JSA at C2E2 in Chicago, April 11 to 13. What's JSA?
JSA.
It's the signature verification now.
Oh, okay. So if you don't have if you got the signature before they witnessed it, they'll still verify it.
Oh, do they do that now?
But you have to pay for it.
Yeah.
About time. Oh, fucking dodgy. All right. Well, maybe I'll give you some VHS tapes to get credit to.
Okay. Whatever you decide.
I think that Strange Academy would be a good one because that would pay for a lot of things if I can sell it.
Well,
Hashtag flip guy. I'll sell it to Mad Spidey. Oh wait, he doesn't like slabs.
Oh, there's Cass. Hey, Cass.
How you going?
Buddy, you know what he did? We got a house inspection. We got a house inspection next week, and Cass last night. We've been here for a year. He's never done this. Last night, rips holes in the fly screen.
Yeah, he's making sure you know he's the boss of the house.
All right, we're done. We'll see you guys next week. Same Sean, same Zarz time, same Zarz. What's the topic next week, Sean? Are you planning that far ahead?
We'll see. I'm waiting on a delivery, so hopefully it comes.
Was that the delivery you told me about?
Yes, but it hasn't. It's been delayed till Monday.
Don't do that.
No, I'm not going to do it live, but I'll do my video hopefully on Monday when I get it, release it, and then do the show on Thursday, just chatting about it.
Oh, okay. Maybe the whole episode can be about grails that we've acquired in our collecting journeys.
Oh, now I know what book it is. Because Dave's already spilled the beans to me.
Yeah, has he?
Yeah, I told him. I said, don't do it on live. Do a video. I think it's a better idea. Dave's buying me breakfast on Saturday. I'm very excited because Dave, I'm broke and I can't actually afford breakfast. So I'm looking forward to having breakfast with Dave on Saturday. Anyway, gentlemen, good to see you, Spidey. Good to see you hanging out with the Aussie Swans.
Yeah.
All right, I'll speak to you guys soon.
Take care, dude.
No worries.
Yeah. So
what's on? Is there a show on tomorrow or something?
What do you mean?
He said he's having breakfast with David. I'm like, is there a show on
Saturday?
On Saturday.
On Saturday. Dave's taking some books to WonderCon to get graded for Simon.
Oh yeah. I knew WonderCon was coming up.
Yeah, and I think Dave leaves. I think next Tuesday. I think Monday, Tuesday. So running out of time.
Oh, grading some books for him. Okay. Tell him to do it bloody self.
But yeah, so I did end up getting a Grail book. Hopefully, should get it Monday, and then do
And now
some
you
content.
now you're finally finished, and that's all we'll say.
Close, very close. I might upgrade some.
I'm cheap.
I might upgrade some copies, but we'll see. We'll see how things go. So, but in the same,
Nigga Red, nice.
we have.
He's always been one of my favorite. I know he's like a later villain, but he's always been one of my favorite villains.
I think they underutilize him. He could be done so much better, and they just don't for whatever reason. So,
yeah, well, besides the introduction into the '90s, the self-titled X-Men series, whatever the Jim Lee did, I haven't really heard much about him after that. Obviously, I didn't not reading or anything, but that was the big introduction, and people loved him. People loved him from that sort of time, but yeah, obviously, if they didn't utilize him further on, then they're idiots.
They really haven't. And then we have, obviously, favorite character.
Oh, look, it's Remy Q.
So I have 2 more of these, but I didn't get a chance to pull them out of my cabinet, and I don't really want to try destroying my cabinet.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So more of a newer run, I'm assuming. I know Krakoa stuff's a little newer.
That was the last run, the Powers of X and
that
X.
Confusing shit. Yeah.
Yeah. The you need a degree to read.
and that's why, like, I've heard of so many X-Men fans have ended up sort of being a little bit like me, where they end up just collecting the series instead of reading it, because they said, like, once you start getting into like the volume 2, volume 3 stuff, that it just starts getting so convoluted and confusing, and even a seasoned X-Men veteran still struggles, and that's a shame.
I don't know about the 2 and 3, but I know after reading House of X and Powers of X, like it's a full on no mutants die anymore. I started well, but quickly in reading it. Yeah. It's like, because you're needing to read both stories, and it's just so much detail in both sides of the book, and trying to keep up with what's happening in what run and not. It was full on. And then trying to read the rest of it from there on, it does take a dive off a cliff pretty quickly.
Yeah. And that's the thing, like, if I ever decide to, go back to reading, maybe one day, I don't know. I'm so used to being a collector and still in love with the books and the art and all that sort of stuff, but I just don't have the mental fortitude anymore to go back to reading, and I'm just enjoying the collecting more than anything else. I don't think I could start with a lot of the newer stuff in any Marvel series. I think I'd prefer to go back and read older stuff that I may not have read. Because obviously I was going to say, because I've accumulated so many old books and stuff like that a lot I have not read. And even rereading stuff that that I've forgotten about, like a lot of old Spidey stories and stuff like that, and things like that. I'd prefer to go back and read them than read anything new. And you hear all the bloody negative stuff of like all the new comics. If you want to read a good story, read indie. Don't read anything else. It's not that great a what's the word I'm looking for? Incentive, I suppose.
Like I can see that the joy of collecting can give you as much as the reading the stories. And as much as I don't read a lot these days, I was only really reading because the whole superhero sort of stuff enticed me. A lot of the indie book stuff is a little bit out there more than what I'm sort of into. Because a lot of indie books seem to be like sci-fi stuff and supernatural.
Horror and
Yeah, which is just stuff that I don't really pay much attention to. The new Phoenix, okay. I'm a bit behind on X-Men books because I cut half of them because I was just getting like freaking 10 X-Men titles every week.
I was going to say it's basically Spider-Man, X-Men, and Batman are like the three worst to collect because there's like if you're one of those sort of completionists or you like to try and get everything for that character, then you're screwed.
Yeah, you are, and especially if you're trying to collect them all in the one go. But another thing I think you'll like, Simon.
Yeah, I remember these. I know Caroline's got a lot of the original folders because the folders are fucking hard to find.
Yeah, I was lucky that I got it when I got it. So, but I've got like 4 sets of X-Men cards in here.
Yeah, so that was when like art cards were really nice and it was so simple back in the 90s and early 2000s.
Huh. Thanks, Dave. I'll give it a look. Wrong sign.
Yeah, like that was so much easier. Like, because back in the 90s, like, you had a base card set of 90 or 100 or even 200 cards and then one insert set of maybe 9 holograms or 9 acetate cards or something like that. And it was so easy, not easy, but it was a lot easier to just collect a set and feel accomplished. Now it's just ridiculous.
Like, I get the art on some of the cards these days is a lot better, but the consistency through all the cards is there. Yeah. With most of the new sets, you'll have 2 or 3 cards that are really I bought the folder with the base set, Dave. So I don't think I have I don't even really know what the chase cards were in this set, to be honest. So
yeah, and as I said, most of those sets it was usually just a set of holograms or a set of acetate cards or a set of lenticulars, or it was something fairly basic, but it was only like 9 cards, in most cases. No, I have them.
Okay.
I'm just enjoying opening boxes and packs, and the odd occasion that I'm buying them. I'm not going to be going nuts. Like, yeah, I'd love to be able to get some boxes and open up some boxes of some older cards, because that's more like my nostalgia. But trying to find them at reasonable prices is another thing altogether.
Got all the original team and then the new team. Well, Dave, you've been collecting a lot longer than I have, so it wouldn't surprise me that you have them. So that first set is 100 and
you can stick that where the sun don't shine, Dave.
Then you got the beach set.
Oh yeah, the swimsuit set. Yeah, Wolverine. I remember that Wolverine card. He looks weird in that card.
He looks weird in a lot of them. Then you had the next set of X-Men cards.
Actually, give me a sec. Just chuck that on there.
So, X-Men cards were pretty cool, and realistically, they were very, very easy to get back then, but I never actually kept up with getting them. And now, like Simon said, trying to backdate and get back old boxes, the X-Men cards have jumped like crazy for a sealed box, which is not surprising considering the state everything is going to these days. But yeah, what can you do? So this set has some cool. These are 3 card sets inside the set. Let's come on, camera focus. So you have the X Factor run. You have the Excalibur 3. And then you have Cyclops and Jean's wedding set with the transition of the team.
I did actually find an old folder of what I could actually find. I know there is like scattered bits and pieces everywhere. Not really much.
So
actually,
I missed
another light.
These sorts of cards where they did like the battles and the team.
Hang on, just gonna shut this up.
They don't do that stuff much anymore. And then do you have this run, Simon?
No, that's what I haven't actually looked at this folder in I don't know how long. So I don't actually know what's actually in here. I know my main Spider-Man set that I actually completed was in here.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure I have close to a full base set of this run in doubles.
Yeah, so I think I've got so many like just part sets or bits of sets, or I think the only one that I actually completed. Now, is this actually the start of the cards? I think I might have actually taken some of these out.
And then this is the run that I need to complete. So it's the Wolverine from then till now 2 set.
I think I have some of them. I think I have part set of those as well.
So I've got the bulk of them, but I don't have the whole set. I'm missing a whole bunch. Once I get to a certain stage with the books, then I'll worry about trying to finish off fucking card sets. I don't need to add another thing to my collecting goals.
Yeah, I've only got like 4 or 5 of the things, but that's the main Spidey set that I ended up completing. Was the one with all the interconnecting images.
Was that the 92 Spider-Man set?
I can't remember what year it is. The light's too bad out here for me to read what year it is, but yeah, literally it's all connecting
cover, 9 card sets.
Yeah, which I thought was an awesome idea. The only thing I don't think I completed from that was I might have. I don't know, because you can see like the 3 acetates at the bottom there.
Yeah.
And then on the next page, I think there was 9 all up, and so I think I might be missing a couple. But there was also the holograms as well. So there was 2 inserts.
I think I've got the Venom hologram card.
there's a little bit of that Spider-Man set, which I think was the 94 Fleer. 93 or 94 Fleer, I think it was. So I got a few of those, but not a massive amount. And funnily enough, there is some X-Men cards in here.
In the Spider-Man run? Oh,
no, like an actual X-Men run.
Set. Yeah, all right.
So I don't know what set that was, or that I can remember. So it's a Fleer Ultra set. I think it's might be 94.
93, 94, or 95, I think they did.
Yeah. You can see there's a couple of the Wolverine cards.
Okay. I think that might be a different run.
Yeah, quite possibly. And there's also, so I wanted to complete that run. I also wanted to complete the Ghost Rider one, which I only have a handful of cards.
I had a box of the Ghost Rider ones. I'm like, I think 10, 15 cards.
That's a glow in the dark. That was one of the inserts that I remember.
Yeah.
And then there was a Punisher set as well, which I never completed. And there's some, I don't even know what random bloody selection they are. Well, that's was not a random selection. It is from a set. So Marvel Universe or something, or Marvel. I can't even read it. Marvel Legends, it says.
Okay.
I don't even remember what that's
I think
from.
Marvel Legends was a newer set of cards.
Yeah.
Came out late 2000 something.
The first set I actually completed was these. I love these cards. The Marvel Universe Series 2 or 3.
Okay.
So I did
before the ones I've got, because I've got Series 4.
Because they had all like stats and power ratings and stuff like that on the back, and I love that sort of stuff. So I actually did complete the base set for that. I don't know whether I got because that's got like versus cards and team up cards and then like so it goes all heroes, then it goes like villains and then obviously all the team up stuff. Keep going past all those. Ultimate Battles. I don't know why there's... And then there's... I don't know whether that's a different set again. They're like... I think that's might be the Marvel Universe set Series 1, I think.
So they have cards like that in the fourth one, but they don't look familiar.
Yeah, because that's what the normal... I'm pretty sure this is the Marvel Universe Series 1.
Could be. It's the right look of cards.
Yeah, like one of the earlier sort of ones when they were doing more borders and stuff. So it looks like I've almost got like a full set of those. And that's it. What's in that folder? So I've got so many. I've only got like 2 full sets that I can find. Then everything else is like just bits and shits. I've got. I know there are some like 9 sleeve things floating around in storage and stuff of some other bits and pieces, but nothing full.
You still have more than you thought, and something tells me in the next 2-3 years you're gonna start seeing them pop up more. Being able to buy singles from shows and stuff.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind actually going and checking out a card show at some point. You can take me off the big screen.
I was if I was going to do Nova this year, I was planning to take my doubles just to sell them. Because I don't need that many doubles. But yeah, I want to go to a card show as well. But the only thing I think with card shows is going to be a lot more newer stuff than vintage. I think all the vintage stuff is going to be sports vintage or Pokemon more than it's going to be.
I think regardless of age, I think the majority of it will be Pokemon sports and probably stuff, like whatever's hot at the time. So like Lorcana at the moment, is very hot and stuff like that. And
it's because it's all the stuff that any random person can get.
Yeah.
Whereas to get the older stuff, you have to know where to look. Like I do have a place that I go check out when I'm overseas that I find a lot of boxes that I would love to buy, but you buy 2-3 boxes and you've got freaking 2 kilos gone in your luggage.
Yeah. And that's the other thing too. It's like I've been like ever since I started getting back into the cards, there is a lot of retailers and a lot of card shops around, but I'd say only about 10% of them, if that, actually keep Marvel cards. Like most of them, it's all sports, it's all Pokemon, it's all, TCG stuff. It's not, none of it is like comic stuff, really.
So my card guy up here in Back Smash that I normally buy that stuff from, if he can get the Marvel and DC and stuff, he gets very limited. And they either fly out the door the minute he gets them, or no one wants them. Because the good sets is very hard to get. And then the shitty sets that he does get and he ends up staying on there are the ones where you have to buy 3 boxes to get a base set if you're lucky.
Yeah. Are you going to get the new Topps X-Men 97 box, or are you not going to bother?
All depends what it's sitting at price-wise.
$400 for a hobby box.
For a hobby box, then no chance.
Yeah.
I'd rather spend $400 on a comic than... You think about it, $400 you can get some pretty decent books.
And for $400, I could get my X-Men 50.
That's right.
In theory,
you spend it on a box that you're not guaranteed to even get the full set.
And that's the thing I'm worried about is a lot of these newer sets is it's all focusing on these parallel sets and the inserts and all this special cards that you're not guaranteed to get a base set like you, or you're pretty much in most of the old stuff. If you bought a hobby box, if you could find one over here, you would almost be guaranteed a base set in a hobby box. But you'd be getting like, I think some of the old hobby boxes, like some of the original like Marvel Universe series and stuff, you were getting like, I think it was like 6 or 8 cards per pack, and you were getting like 24 packs per hobby box. Now it's like 3 cards per pack, and you get like 8 packs, and you're paying like $500 for a hobby box.
Because it's all about getting that 1 of 1 card or the 1 of 10 cards. And I think I don't know what the ratio is, but I know it's weird that not every hobby box is guaranteed the value you're paying for it either.
No. Well, I didn't, and as I said, I never got into it. Like, I don't sell anything anyway. Everybody knows that. I didn't get into it for that. I just got into it for the nostalgia and the love of it, the fun of it more than anything else. Yeah. Okay, I probably shouldn't have gone, and my first hobby box being that freaking, Masterpiece Platinum box that cost me, freaking $400. Well, I got it on special, but yeah, cheaper than what it was at the time. I think when I bought it, it was going for $460 or $470 was retail over here, what everybody was selling it for, and I got it for like $380 because they had like a percentage off sale or something. So, but still, that's basically $400.
I'm not putting that much into a box if I'm not guaranteed a set. No, it's not worth it. Like they know the cards cost them next to nothing to make. You want to sell these boxes, just give the person a base set.
Yeah,
you give them all these parallel cards. If you make the parallel cards and the special cards great enough, people will think twice about getting another box to get more of those cards. But there was one box I bought, I can't remember what it was, and I didn't even get like a third of the set.
Yeah.
So it's you can even justify if you're getting like half or 3/4 of the set, chasing up 30, 40 cards, you'll consider doing it. But if you got a 200 card set and you got 60 cards out of the 200 card set, you're not going back and chasing 140 fucking cards.
No. So that's why I need to go out and buy some folders and stuff. Because all the boxes I've bought, they're all still in their boxes sort of thing, obviously loose, but they're in their boxes. But I want to see how much of that Masterpiece Platinum Series, like base card set, I actually have. Because I've done, one hobby box and 4 blaster boxes.
Okay.
So, and I still haven't even got the one card that I really wanted was the Spider-Man base card. I still have not even got that out of all those boxes.
You still
have not got it because I bought the hobby box and then I bought the 2 blaster boxes and then Bet gave me another 2 blaster boxes for my birthday.
Do you remember what number he is?
I've got it for some strange reason. 38 is sticking in my head, but I don't know whether that's correct or not.
So you're talking about that card?
No, not that card.
Which year is your Marvel Masterpiece remaking?
It's the original series 1.
So 92.
92,
that's the 93. I've got the 93 doubles, and that's the Spider-Man card. And then you got the Carnage.
Yeah, so the original set was always my favorite, but I was never able to buy any. Even back in the day, I could never find any. And then I know when the resurgence of cards started in the last 5 years, like I remember going to the first giant size toy fair or whatever like that, and there was like about half a dozen sellers had a sealed box of the original set, and they all wanted minimum $1,000, and I'm like, you can go get fucked for that price. That's what they're worth though.
I should have a sealed box of the 93 Marvel Masterpieces. I don't know where it is. It's somewhere in the house.
Somewhere sounds like me. I have it somewhere, but it's in storage or it's hiding or it's in a pile of boxes.
Because I was trying to sell it for the longest of times, and I had like $300 on it, and I couldn't sell it. Then I don't know if I actually found someone to buy it or if I've still got it. I gotta.
Because I know you showed me.
I got the Marvel Universe 4 box sealed.
Yeah, I know you showed me a box that you said you'd let go or whatever of, and
yeah, it was Marvel Universe Series 4.
Series 4, yeah. So I'm pretty sure that Starry one is Series 3. And I think that other one that I had was Series 1. So I never got Series 2, and yeah, obviously anything after that.
I've only got Series 4 in that run.
I did notice when I went to see Sarah tonight, because I was picking up the Craven Steel book, and they had the Transformers boxes behind the counter.
Do they?
Like that, yeah, the set that you bought.
And how much did they have on them?
Oh, I didn't ask the price, but Sarah would look after you.
They're not the greatest cards in the world, but I don't know if they've really done Transformer cards much, so they could keep some value just because.
I don't know. For some strange reason, I remember there being a cartoon-based one, I think, like back in the 90s, like a G1 type thing, I think.
I know there was like a Cartoon Network set that had cards from a whole shit ton of cartoons,
Mm.
but I don't remember if there's an actual Transformers
Set.
just
Yeah.
Transformers.
I do remember there being Transformers cards. Yeah, I honestly I can't remember. It was so long ago. Like when I was actually, like diving into the basketball card scene and stuff like that. I remember there being something around, but yeah, I can't remember exactly what it was. So long. That was back in the freaking mid-90s, so I can't remember that far back.
Yeah,
I can't remember yesterday.
You should be able to remember that. It's not that
I can't remember yesterday, let alone that far away.
I found my basketball cards when I was looking for this stuff.
Oh yeah, I think I've still got some of mine floating around somewhere.
I only ever completed the one set. I got the 92 or 93 hoops set. The one where you got double card, like there was a silver like metallic card and you had a player on each side.
Oh yeah, vaguely. See, when I was collecting basketball cards, it wasn't about the sets. Like we all collected players. So you had your favorite players and you would try and collect all the cards from that player. So because Larry Johnson from the Charlotte Hornets was one of my favorite players back in the day. I had every single card that was ever made from him, including ones from college and everything like that. I had every single one.
Ages, I'm talking maybe 15 years ago, I bought a guy had like 1,000 cards and there was a bunch of Marvel DC cards in it. So I bought the cards just to get the Marvel DC card. I've got hockey, baseball, all these sports, American sports, and I've got the set of Larry Johnson's college cards.
Oh, there you go.
He's in like a red top for his college.
UNLV. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was literally just looking at those cards like 2 weeks ago because I got to get rid of these cards. So I went through them all and I looked for people's names that I thought I knew to see if any of them had any value. So I found
the college cards are hard because unless you've got a really recognizable player, they're worth nothing.
Yeah. Well, I was surprised I got the Larry Johnson set in there. And I got freaking I think is it John Elway, one of the quarterbacks from like the 80s and 90s, one of the big names.
Oh,
and I got one card of his, and it's worth like $30-$40, and it just looks like a random shitty card.
Yeah. The stupid thing is, I actually owned for about a month Michael Jordan's rookie card.
Yeah, and you traded it?
And no, I sold it. I was like, one of the guys I was playing basketball with was like the biggest Michael Jordan fan ever. And he's like, that was his grail, when we were all in the basketball cards, stuff like that. And I think I bought, like, I was able to find like some retro packs at a card shop on Chapel Street. Yeah, it hasn't been there for years now. It was only like a block down from where Comics R Us is. We've got a block or 2 blocks down. And side note, that was the only place in the whole of Melbourne that had the elongated pockets. Because Beck has the original Spawn set of cards that had the extra long cards. They were the only ones that had it. But yeah, he had like packs for, I can't remember. I think they were like, normal packs were like $2 or $3 or whatever, but these were the retro ones, of course, and the chance of getting his rookie card. I think he was selling for like $50 or $100. I took a punt on one packet and pulled it. The biggest ball I've ever done in my whole entire card thing, even though I've been in and out a lot of times. And I looked at the price, and that was when that Beckett magazine was out. And like everybody's like, oh, look at the prices this month and all that sort of stuff. And I think at its peak at that time in the mid-90s, I think it was like $500 or something like that. And the guy's like, oh, what will you give it to before, whatever. I think I sold it for like $600 or $700 or something like that. And then I ended up blowing it on something else, but
something more fun.
Yeah, but yeah, I only owned it for a month. Had the thrill for a month, and that was it. And now, like in recent years, I could have sold that thing for freaking God knows how much.
Yeah, especially if it was in a high grade, get a couple grand for it.
Yeah, well, obviously this was before the days of grading, but I do remember. I don't know whether they still do them or not, but they had the extra hard cases that had the 4 screws in it. Like there was like that thick.
Yeah,
like it was like a brick, and I
now
put it in that and screwed it down, and
you can get them magnetized now. So
okay.
Pops open, pops closed. You can still get the ones with the screws, but yeah, they do magnetized ones, and they do them in all thicknesses for patch cards.
Like I could have knocked out Mike Tyson with this fucking thing. It was that friggin' thick. It was ridiculous. But yeah, that was my fun back in the day.
The thing is we would have got things back then as a kid that we don't even know had. Like, it was the same with me. I used to collect the World Cup cards, and in the late 90s, early 2000s, the 94 World Cup cards, I used to have the Escobar card. And so he was the player that got shot for scoring an own goal in the World Cup.
Okay.
For Colombia. When he went home, they murdered him. And I didn't even know or think, and I had it, and a guy tricked me into trading it for something else. And then just to piss him off, I ended up buying a box, and now I have 6 of them.
And it's funny you say that, actually, because I do vaguely remember when I worked at the video game store and they decided to get into cards, and they got me to run the card thing after school. And that was the only time that actually do cards, is when I'd finished school. I'd go there, and for the last couple of hours or whatever like that, I would run the card section. I remember him. I actually went with him to his supplier a couple of times, which was up near Vic Market somewhere. I vaguely remember that. And we'd be like, and it was a wholesaler or something. Like, when he'd go in and go, okay, what box should I buy, to have in the store and all that sort of stuff. And there was soccer cards in there. And he's like, oh, why don't we get these? And I'm like, who wants bloody soccer cards? I'm like, he's like, mate, we're in freaking Doncaster. There's wogs everywhere. They all love soccer. Let's get some. They barely sold. a few guys bought them, but yeah, everybody wanted the basketball cards.
It depended what soccer cards they were. Hey, Gray.
Hey, you woke up, Gray.
Welcome back. No, he's been and gone.
Yeah.
So, because I was collecting the World Cup cards, I've got Messi's rookie World Cup card, Ronaldo's rookie World Cup card, Beckham. So I've got all the big players' cards.
Yeah.
And they're selling for like $500, $600, $700 a card, even though they're nothing extremely great. But it's just crazy. Like, a card that you thought was nothing is worth crazy now. Cards that were worth a lot back then are nothing.
With everything like that's happened in the last decade with nostalgia, especially since the pandemic, like everything, like, and it's the same with like VHS now. Like, VHS is in now. Like, I literally went to so many trash and treasure markets to try and offload all my old VHS, because I was, transitioning to DVD, and I was trying to get rid of them all. And, I was selling them for like $1, $2 each, $3 each, whatever. And I literally got to the point where I couldn't be bothered anymore. And what I would do is, like, our council bins, I would fill up half the council bin full of VHS. Then Mum would put the normal rubbish on top. And I would do that every week for about 6 weeks. I had thousands of VHS tapes, like all originals and everything. Most of them were new, but a lot of them were like, ex-rentals and stuff like that. But yeah, I had so many. I literally threw out like hundreds of them. And now everybody wants them.
You regret it now.
Yeah. But it's like everything. Like, people regret selling certain comic books that they had when they were a kid or didn't want anymore, or, it wasn't worth anything then and now it's worth squillions now, stuff like that. And I think that's why now, especially, I do not sell anything. Not because of the resale value of it. Oh, it is part and parcel of that, but it's more the factor of, if I want it now, it's going to cost me a stupid amount of money when I could have bought it back in the day for like $10, sort of.
But you also got to look at it like, so all the doubles you would have got in those boxes, you'd want to be getting rid of them, because even if you're getting a few dollars a card for your doubles, that few dollars could buy you another card.
Yeah.
So as good as it is to keep them in thing, you got to...
doubles I get rid of. Yeah, doubles is a different story. Like, I don't want... It's the same with comics. Like, that's why I ended up having to do CLZ, because I ended up finding I was spending, $50 or $100 or $200 on a book, and I'm like, fuck, I've already got this. I just wasted money. I could have bought something I didn't have.
Yeah, that's right.
So, like, yeah, doubles I don't care about, as long as I can... Yeah, as long as I can get rid of them. Like, that's why, like, when I did the purge and I got rid of all the random ass books that I had, like all the DC books, and like obviously the small amount of Spawn I had and everything like that, I just gave them away. I just gave them to Simon, said, look, you can just freaking have them. And now I've just, literally just everything's just Marvel now. So
you just got to look at everything being a stepping stone to the next item you want.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Make a few dollars out of it. Get the next thing you want.
Yeah, so I'm too lazy. I'm too lazy to sell. I used to sell a bit of stuff on eBay back in the day. Like, because when I used to run like video games departments and stuff like that, I used to get so much merchandise. So you'd get like, you buy this game on release and you get this special like little pewter figure, or you get a hat, or you get a coin, or you get all that sort of stuff, or special skins and all that sort of stuff. I ended up, like, when I got out of gaming, I just sold all that stuff off. And some of that stuff I did okay on, like, even so, all of it I got for free.
It just comes down, you have options. You got me, you have Simon. Just price up a whole bunch of things. When we're doing one of the shows we're doing, bring them down. If we sell, we sell. If not, your next step. But
throw them in the bin.
No, but then you can go, if you're taking them to a proper show and you're not getting any luck, you're either overpriced or no one wants them.
Yeah.
If it's after a few shows, if you adjust the pricing and stuff and they're still not moving, then you just put them on Facebook or eBay, whatever price you get, and at least get something out of it.
Yeah. I'd rather, and that's the thing, like, most of the time I'd rather, if I know there's somebody who wants them, I'd rather just give them to somebody who actually wants them, and it's, they're going to enjoy them or love them or whatever sort of thing. Because, as I said, I'm just too freaking lazy to fucking, and, too much shit going on to even worry about selling stuff. I know it's the old story of, the hobby to fund the hobby sort of thing and all that sort of stuff, but yeah, I'm just too... Anything that I have of real value, I'm keeping. Like, I don't really have anything of any great value left.
It doesn't have to be of great value.
Yeah.
So if you look at it, right, like you'd say you have 50 books that you're happy to give away. If you're selling those 50 books and getting $2 a book, that's $100. That's one of a bigger key book for yourself. And they could be $5 and $10 books each. If you don't want to put the effort into actually researching and you just want to get rid of them and put a simple price that's going to move.
That's probably what I'd rather do. I'd be like, I got a pile of books. They're all $1 each. Go for your
life. Someone gets lucky, finds a $5, $10 book. They're going to be happy. You're getting your little bit of amount for it that you want. And it funds the next thing.
Yeah.
So
just piss it off.
And it clears up space, gets you one step closer to something you want.
Yeah, the only thing now which I've been putting off for so long, and I still need to do it. I still need to actually. But I need the space, I need the time. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I need to be able to go through my whole entire comic collection and alphabetize it and put it in order, because I have a feeling I still have a lot of doubles in there, but I think majority of them are newer issue doubles, not older issue doubles. Because I'm like buying stuff from Alternate, buying stuff from Mark. And I'm like, oh, have I already got that from them? Or have I already got, I just like, fuck it, just bag and board it and shove it in there.
I think your best bet doing that is just get an empty short box, pick something to start with, go through your CLZ, find the shortest one you have, shortest letter or shortest whatever, and say, I'm going to look through all the boxes, find this. And set up 2 or 3 boxes. So if you're going to do A, B, C, go for every box, all the A books in there, all the B books in there, and go for. And then you got to decide if you're going to alphabetize it CLZ style or if you're just going to do it.
And I think it was either you or somebody mentioned that, like, to actually put it in the boxes in order of the way it's CLZ, because then it'd be easier to actually find. Stuff. So I would end up doing that.
Because then you'll find that books that you wouldn't think are in that letter are in that letter. And to keep it with the app, you have to take it out of a run it might be sitting in or whatever it is to keep it. It's more great for being able to find the books if you ever need to find it, more than actually having them alphabetized.
Yeah, you're on Comic Gories, weren't you, Grey Man? You know.
How you doing,
Todd? Have you had any luck, Todd? You know what I'm talking about. He's trying to help me get one of my collecting gold books.
The big one.
For me, it's a big one, yeah.
So it's not that big one.
It's not the 2 big ones, no.
So, so it's a different.
It's not one of the 2 ASM books, no.
It's not a Spidey book.
No. Enough for Comic Gory, so he created the lazy version. I have an online blog where I have lists of what's in each box.
Yeah, but Gray, do you think Simon has that much patience? It'll be easier for Simon to put them in alphabetical order than make a list of what's in each box.
Yeah, no, fuck that. No, I'll do it the CLZ way, but I think like I literally need like say a week off or 2 week off in cool weather. I need like a giant ass freaking trestle table or 2 trestle tables, and just get all the boxes on there and just go nuts on it.
When I started doing my collection, I would literally just 1 box at a time sitting in front of the TV, and like literally, if I was doing the A's, go through, pull out every A book, put all the A books together, then organize the A's into order. Then next letter thing, and I still haven't finished. It fucking takes up time.
Well, that's what I did when I first got CLZ. I literally went on every live hangout stream I could find that, was open invite or I could get an invite to, for like a whole Christmas holidays, like the whole 3 weeks, and all I did was jump on and just scan books. It was about 3 years ago or something that I literally just, and just kept scanning, like scanning for hours. Then like, oh yeah, chat for a bit, then scan, chat for a bit, then scan, and then I was able to. So I knew exactly what I have, but nothing's in order anymore.
You cheaters. Both of you. You and Gray cheat.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, Simon, I can imagine.
Yeah. And they brought up the category, so I could think.
The funny thing is Simon, I tell you, even if you have them in the CLZ organization and you think you're going to walk in and find it easy, you still don't.
No.
Because
I don't have like, this is A to B or this is, whatever like that. All I've done is literally I've just written a number on the boxes, like just 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. Just do it that way because everything keeps getting shuffled around. The more boxes I accumulate, the more it gets shuffled around because it's not a permanent spot. Yeah. I don't really have time to do, or I don't, there's no point in doing, this is AA to A, Q or anything like that sort of thing. It's once I have a permanent spot, maybe, but
once you retire,
that'll probably end up when I actually get to it. Yeah, but she also doesn't have that many books. She has like maybe 4 or 5 short boxes. I'm talking. I've got something like 45 short boxes, Simon.
Yeah, but the thing that also kills you, like I'm looking at my CLZ now, I have 3,500 books, but I have 910 series.
I don't actually know how many. I don't think I've even looked at it, and I'm not even up to date with scanning at the moment. I've still got a bag and board and scan, and I have 5,241 books that are in CLZ. I have 670 series,
and 480 of them are Spider-Man.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, at least that's your starting point. Are all your Amazing Spider-Mans in one box or 4 boxes for the amount there is?
Well, that's the thing. Like probably up until a point, I'd say probably half the boxes are probably still alphabetized. So that's probably one win. But the problem is that you get to a certain stage where you're like, okay, well, I need a blank box to find the in-between box to start adding the extra issues or the in-between issues that you've missed and stuff like that. So that's what I mean. Like I need to be able to just set up a big, massive, long trestle table. I just counted 42 short boxes, a box of slabs, 2 random cardboard boxes with boxes in them, and 7 random piles sitting around on the shelves. Yeah, but the problem with yours is, Simon, is you really only have like 300 books. You just have 400 copies of each book. I'm glad he stopped the, I'm going to buy 3 copies of this. I'm going to buy 2 copies of this. I'm going to buy 5 copies of this.
Yeah. I think nobody goes to that extreme anymore.
Yeah. I know there's plenty, and I've said this a lot, that I don't understand the fascination with buying multiple copies of the one book. Like selling, yes. Okay, I've got 3 copies of AF-15. I'm going to, sell off 2 and keep 1, the best copy, whatever. Stuff not to that extreme, but you know what I mean with that. But the fascination with Turok 1 or Dark Hawk 1 or certain books that, like, why would I bother spending money on multiple copies of the same book when I could buy with that money different books I already don't have?
But see, I think like Mark with Turok 1, I'd be very surprised if he's spending more than $2 or $3.
But still, that's still like as you said with the selling the double stuff. I'd be like, okay, that's he's got what is he up to now? Like 48 copies or something stupid. Okay, there's $100. I could buy $100 key issue I haven't got. You know, it's the same sort of thing.
Yeah, that's right. It's one of those things where you got to make the decision of what you want to do. Right?
Yeah, I can't do the multiple book thing. Oh, I can understand if it's variant covers of the same book. That's fine. I understand that, but not exactly the same book.
Joe Dusko is coming to Australia.
Adelaide, I think. Is it Adelaide?
Sydney and Perth for Supernova.
That's all right. I've met Joe. I've met Joe twice.
So
yeah, I've met Joe twice.
Sydney's guest list just makes me more happy that I didn't decide to do Nova this year. Because if you look at our guest list compared to theirs, it's just not even comparable.
So is it Melbourne or is it Gold Coast that's getting Art Germ?
No, we get Art Germ, and Gold Coast was getting Miko Cyan.
Yeah.
But he pulled out, and he's coming to C2E2 in the weekend that he was meant to be here at Gold Coast.
Yeah, well, I met and hung out with Miko in 2014, I think, in Adelaide. So yeah, that was fun. He's a super nice guy.
But the guest list that they're getting at Nova, like for me personally, it's not anyone that I really want to meet, but just who the people are.
Well, we're getting Will Spatasio though, aren't we?
Yeah.
As well. Yeah. He is a legend. He is
But
being an X-Men guy as well, you'd probably like to meet
when
him.
you're looking at it, like the actual stars that we're getting in Melbourne.
Like TV.
Yeah, we've had the big one, which is fucking Tyler Hotchin. We've had before.
Yeah, we've had twice, I think, already. Then
we're getting the guy who plays Lex Luthor in that series, and he was in The Walking Dead, I think, as well. Michael Cuts.
I got no idea.
But he's a semi-decent pull. And then the rest is nobodies. And in Sydney and Perth, you got the two main guys from Outlander, which will pull a shit ton of people.
No idea.
You got Alex Kingston from Doctor Who. So Ernie.
That's Sweetie. Yeah. What's her name? Yeah, I know. Yeah, I can't remember her bloody character's name, but yeah, I know the one you mean. The one with the curly hair.
Yeah, you got Ernie Hudson from Ghostbusters.
Oh, that's cool.
Katie Sackhoff.
She's been here quite a few times.
But the last few times she's pulled out, so she hasn't been here in a long time.
Not for
you
a
got
while.
Chandler Riggs from The Walking Dead.
I've never seen Walking Dead, so I wouldn't have a clue.
He plays the younger kid.
Oh, okay.
Then you got another guy from Outlander, so 3 from Outlander. Brendan Wayne, who's in The Mandalorian, but he hasn't been here before, so he's going to pull people. This guy's a nobody from NCIS and Annabelle. Then you've got the typical voice actors, and then you got Joe Jusko from The Artist, Liam Sharp.
Oh, nice. I don't think Liam Sharp's actually ever been here.
I don't remember seeing him having been here. And Miko is coming to Perth. Compare, and then let's see if Perth is any different or if it's the same guest list. Yeah, pretty much the exact same guest list for Perth, just some different voice actors. but then
who cares about Kevin Smith?
I do.
I know I'll get a lot of hate for that comment, but I just don't like Kevin Smith.
I want to bring him out. So I seen that too, Simon. But then our guest list is Tyler Hutchin, Michael Cutlass, Michael Owen, so the Liverpool soccer player.
Okay.
Lloyd Owen, who's from the Lord of the Rings and stuff, but he's been here all the time. Tamira, so the Mandalorian. The lady that plays.
Oh, you mean Jake the Muss?
Yeah, his partner from Once We Were Warriors, and she's in the Star Wars. And then you got the voice actors. You got the kid from Descendants, an actor from Baywatch, who was back in the 90s, and the girl from The Office, the UK Office, and then all the Australians.
I don't even know half these people.
That's right. Our guest list doesn't compare. We have more authors of actual books, like novels,
yeah,
than we do comic book.
That's all. That's been like that for a while.
How stupid.
Because it's not Comic Cons anymore. It's pop culture conventions.
I don't get what that comment's meant to be, but
Kevin Smith over Mad Spidey.
Yeah,
Lipway's pretty cool. He's a cool artist.
But the thing is Will is the only noticeable comic book creator. Art Gem, Lip, and Red Code, or whatever his name is, are cover artists.
Yeah.
It's great to get a cover artist, but a cover artist is never a comic artist. Like Art Gem is a great cover artist. I don't own one Art Gem cover. But Will,
I'd still love an original from Art Gem, but
that's the thing with Art Gem. You either gonna have a great cover that you love of his thing, or you're gonna go get something that he's got on his table, like a print or something he's done, or get a commission. But if you don't like his style of art, he's not for everyone.
No, and you're also going to be paying, and that's if he's doing art, he's going to charge you at least $1,000 for something like this big.
Yeah. Because even so, Red Code and Lip have put their pricing for what they're doing, and it's actually reasonable. Yeah. Especially, I haven't sat there looking at their work, but just the stuff I've seen. If they're doing anything half as well as what I've seen on there from them, the prices they're charging is nothing for their art.
Yeah.
But you look at someone like Will, anyone who collects comics from that era is bound to have a book that he's tied to.
Out of your price range, Simon?
They're honestly not that expensive. I'd have to find it. I think it was Neville.
I remember A3 full figure color was $475.
Yeah, and then it was I think $350 for A3 full body, $250 for A4 full body color. I think about $150 for A4 no color, and then the smaller one was I think about $120 or $100. It was
you have to email. You'll have his email on his socials, and you'll actually speak to. Yeah.
So yeah, it's time with Will. I'm pretty sure I seen a post saying that he's not doing commissions. I'm not 100% sure. That was a while ago, but if he is, you have to do like what Simon was saying. You have to get in contact with him before.
And his wife will answer it.
And no, those prices aren't for Wallace. They were for Red Code and Lipwell or Lipwick or whatever his name is.
Lipway. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, I better boot because I'm getting whinged and bitched at, so I better go.
Oh, good. I'm gonna head out too.
All right.
Thanks for jumping
later.
on, dude. Take
care. No worries, mate. Catch up.
His art is pretty cool, and like I said, Simon, his prices are pretty fair for the sort of stuff he does. So if he does anything half as well as what he shows on his socials, you won't be disappointed. I'm going to end it here, but thank you to everyone who jumped on in the chat. Thank you to both Simons for jumping on and hanging out for a bit. Thank you to anyone who catches the replay. I have a big video coming out next week as soon as I get delivery come in with a your comments are broken. What, they're not showing up? Gray. As I was saying, I've got a Grail book coming in next week, and I will be doing a pre-recorded video on it, and hopefully getting it out Monday or Tuesday, depending on when the book comes in. So keep an eye out for it. Stop using filthy language. Gray, have you been using those English swear words that no one can understand? Okay, guys. Again, thank you to everyone for jumping in. Gray, how many comments? So I can see that you got, I think my comments are broken, unless it's Brian Bullard and River. So has there been comments in between them, Gray? And good night, Simon. And as again, thank you, everyone. I'm going to end it there. Have a great night. Take care.